Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Murdoch DeFi YouTube channel. And in today's video, we have week 3 updates for all of you. If you've been following along the past couple weeks, I've been making these weekly videos where we kind of recap the bots that I'm currently running. This week, we've added some more bots. So lots and lots of things going on. But as always, what we're going to be doing in this video is first we're going to see where we were in week 2 and see how that differentiates from the realized profits that we're able to make coming into week 3. The market has been kind of crazy, and some bots have performed well and some bots have not performed well. So we're going to get into all that stuff today in this video. And then also, I recently added Forex bots to like the bot repertoire, so to speak. And they are pretty consistent so far. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I think these Forex bots are geared to be pretty low risk, generate between 8 and 10% per month, which is still really good returns when we're talking about comparing it to that of like having money into a savings account or anything like that, where you're lucky to even get half of that over the course of a year, right? So very cool stuff that we have going on. And of course, we don't have to worry about any third party controlling our funds, right? We are the one solely doing it. Granted, we have funds in centralized exchanges and broker accounts now that we're using Forex bots, but that is where we are at currently. So let's go ahead and take you over the shoulder and check out some of the progress that we've made. So as always, I'd like to start with the shiny jackal bots that I've been running for some time now. With these guys, it was kind of a little bit of a slow week in terms of the amount of trades that they were able to close. But nonetheless, we still have made money this week from them. So as you can see here, nothing's changed on the actual bots that we're running, right? However, we did have a couple of trades close. So we had 3 trades closed last week. Again, we kind of capped off the week 2 update on February 8th. So all the results that we produced, not only with the Shadow Jackal bots, but everything over on Astrobit as well, was the results up to February 8th. So from February 8th until today is when we are making like this week 3, right? So 3 closed trades. We had one that was a panic sale that was a BTC long bot. And that was back on February 9th. So that was $5.18 profit. And then yesterday we had 2 positions close, a long position on Bitcoin and a long position on Ethereum as well. And those did pretty good. So we're looking at almost $46 here and almost $47 here on those trades respectively. So if we take a look at this spreadsheet here, we can kind of see what the gains have been for this week. So from week 3, from February 8th to February 16th, total profit was $97.82. And that equates to about a 0.4, almost a 0.5% gain in week 3. Total trades, 3 trades, bringing our total capital up to $20,394.56. So all in all, pretty good with the shiny jackal side of things. It's been a little bit slower for those trades to kind of take place and develop over time. And that is, again, if this is your first time watching one of these weekly update videos, then you might not know that those types of bots are different from the type of bots that I'm running on Astrobit. So with these are like a DCA type of strategy. So sometimes it takes those positions, days and days and days to be able to unfold depending on what the market is doing, right? So if it opens up a long position and the price of Bitcoin goes down, it's going to continue to dollar cost average its way into that price until the market flips and we get to a point where that trade is in profit, and then we'll close that profit or close that trade based on the profit percentage that the strategist has set in plan. So starting capital, we did start with this $20,000 3 weeks ago. And you can kind of see the journey so far, right? But where things get kind of crazy is over on Astrobit. And I'll get into what our realized profit was last week because I've been kind of keeping track of that stuff as well. But if you remember last week, we added another warp bot. So now we're running 2 warp bots and the cinnamon toast bot. However, these warp bots have been doing extremely well. You can see here on this XSOL 8 trading Solana, we've realized a profit of 207.22. Cinnamon toast, we're still down $67 in this account in total. So that's less than desirable. But like I said in the last video that I put out last week about this, I'm not just going to take, one bad trade, because really that's what it was, right? With cinnamon toast, it was really one big loss on a trade that put us negative in this account. We've managed to recoup some of those funds, but not much, right? Not much at all. So I'm still going to give it time. It's only trading with $1,000. Each bot has a total allocation of $1,000 per bot, which I'm probably going to change pretty soon based on performance. I'm probably going to add a little bit more into Spear 44 and the XSOL 8 bot because look at, you can't deny the performance here. Spear 44 bot, total realized profit since I started the bot, we're looking at $311.69. It's incredible, right? Now I did have the creator of the warp bots on for an AMA. So if you didn't check out that video, then definitely make sure you do that because it gives you a little bit of insight on, not only the person behind who is setting up these bots and who is the strategist behind them, but also a little bit more in-depth information on what to expect, how to read Astrobit and all that stuff as well. So very, very cool. We can go ahead and before we jump into trades, let's just look at what this was last week. So XSOL Warpbot, and I put this as like week 1 and 2 because I added funds to them, and it was kind of hard to decipher like between week 1 and 2. But the last update I gave you guys last week, our profit for the XSOL bot was $72.33. This week we're up from $72 up to $207.27. So great performance over the last week for the XSOL 8 warp bot. Same thing with the Spear 44 warp bot. So weeks 1 and 2, we generated a total realized profit of $104.95. And we have since bumped up in the last week from $104 to $311.69. So doing absolutely amazing. I'm super impressed with those 2 bots. Cinnamon Toast, as you can see, we kind of touched on that a little bit. Weeks 1 and 2, we took a big loss. We were down $70.87. Week 3, we are now down $67. So, it's getting a little bit better. But what I want to do is go into each of those trades. And since we were just talking about Cinnamon Toast, let's talk a little bit about those trades as well. So you can see a bunch of stuff here. And this trade mainly is the trade where we took that big loss, right? Since then, we made a couple gains. And then, bam, we took another loss here on another long position of $32.91. So again, not great. And we made another trade with a $7 profit. And then most recently on February 10th, that the trade that was open on the 10th and was closed on the 12th, closed in a negative $3.91 trade. So not ideal as far as Cinnamon Toast goes. Let's also check out the actual trades for the XSOL 8 warp bot. So even here, guys, this took a massive hit. So we took a massive loss of $138.70. However, yesterday, we were able to make a ton of trades and be able to make up for that, bringing us our total profit and loss, realized profit of $207. Now, obviously, if this trade had not closed in the negative, and what's funny is that this trade was actually an active trade when I recorded my AMA with the founder or with the creator of WarpBots, and I was up like, I don't know, $50 in profit, and I could have just closed it. I could have just closed the trade out manually if I wanted to, but I decided not to and let it sit. And we ended up losing $138. So hindsight being 2020, here we are today, right? Let's look at Spear 44 trades. Took one loss on February 1st. I believe we talked about that last video though. So all in all, not too bad. But look at these trades: $59, $69, $75, $22. Like this thing is crushing it. And if we go back to the dashboard here, we can see kind of over the spectrum of time all these trades that have been taking place. Obviously, the red ones are short positions, the green ones are long positions. But yesterday, man, with Bitcoin pumping, this bot did its magic for sure. Same with the XSOL 8 bot yesterday. It was crushing it and was able to make up for that big loss, which I'm super appreciative for. But that being said, super impressed with all the warp bots. Still, the jury's still out on the Cinnamon Toast bot for sure, but hopefully that can get better here in the future. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about is the Forex bots that I recently started. So of course, I'll leave a link to these Forex bots down below in the description of this video. But here's the thing with these Forex bots. They're a little bit more involved, whereas with Astrobit, it's super easy to set up. You just log into your Bybit account, you set up your sub accounts, and you grab your APIs and you copy and paste them into Astrobit, so that way it can read your exchange that you're using. So it's pretty easy to set up on the Astrobit side of things. On the Forex bot side of things, that's not the case. So not only do you have to go and open a broker account, you have to create a VPS, which is like a virtual computer that can be up and running all times on a separate server than what you have at your house. So that's an additional fee, right? I think it was like, I don't know, I think it's like $15 a month or something like that. So you have your broker, you have your VPS, then you have to purchase the bots. And I believe the bots are like $600 USDT. I believe you can pay in crypto. So you have all those fees associated with the Forex bot side of things. But that is like the Forex bot is something where you can just set it and forget it. Again, it's going to be running on a VPS if you decide to go that route, or if you decide to set these up, then that will be the case. Then you have to get MT4 and then like set up all these programs on the VPS. So like I said, it's a little bit more involved. So if you're not somebody that's tech savvy, then probably not going to be a good option for you. However, if you're like myself and have tried to set up those VPSs for things like Alchemy Trades bots, those grid bots that they can just run on the VPS behind the scenes and doesn't not have to rely on your computer being up all the time. That's the case, right? So let's go ahead and pull up that info right now. Alrighty, guys. So this is the MT4 trading software. And again, this is not something that I'm super educated on as far as the like the Forex bot side of things. I've never even tried to trade Forex or anything like that. But if I could kind of give you like my brief understanding or overview of what we're doing here. So this is the Vertex Stag bot. We are essentially trading the Euro and USD, or Euro dollar pair. And yeah, once this is all set up, like I said, this is just running in the background for me. This is on the VPS that I have pulled up here. But you can see, maybe see here. These are all of our open trades right now. And the way that this works is, so I put $1,000 into each one of these bots. So we're running two, but this one we put $1,000 in, and this is a cent account. Again, like I might be butchering all this stuff, but if you guys want to reach out to the Forex guy, then like I said, I'll leave a link down below so you can get better information. But essentially, if I can just take or try to see how much profit that we've made so far, I think it's around, let me see if I can get our balance. I know I checked it yesterday and it was just a couple of dollars. and this is connected to something called my FX book, which I can go ahead and pull up real quick as well. So over here on my FX book, and you could be able to see, this is the actual Vertex bot that I'm running. Sorry if this is a little bit slow because of the VPS, but you can see here, the stag bot is at a 231% gain over, I think in the last year. This is what it's showing here on the actual chart here. This is what their profits have been like over the last year. So it's definitely pretty cool that you can kind of come in and see the bot's performance over like a long period of time. So it's very cool. Obviously, though, you know, when we talk about crypto, we always talk about risk and all the risk associated with it, and it's essentially like gambling. And I don't really look at what we're doing with Forex any different, right? Like I still know the capital that I put into these Forex bots could potentially not be there, right? Like I don't know too much information about the broker and how all that stuff works, how reputable they are. So that's a big risk as well, guys. And I'm not saying that that this is a good idea. I'm just again showing you guys what I'm doing and kind of adding different bots to my repertoire, testing them, seeing how they perform. And for me, I like to test with just a little bit of capital, right? Like I've tested the other bots on Astrobit for a handful of weeks now, and I feel comfortable being able to add in a little bit more funds to at least the warp bots to see how they continue to do. But now that we've added the Forex bots to kind of our repertoire, I'm going to be doing the same thing, monitoring it over the next couple weeks, getting a gauge on how much profit that we're making, and then from there, making a decision on how much more money I want to put in or put behind those bots to start trading with. Now, I do also know that I think James Pelton is using these same Vertex bots, and I think he has like his NFT that you could buy that gives you access to these bots if that's not something that you want to set up yourself. Because like I said, if you're not tech savvy or understand like how to set all this stuff up, granted, the Vertex guys, they do an extremely good job at showing you all this information so that way you can be better equipped in terms of like walkthroughs and videos and all this stuff on how to set it up. But that being said, not always foolproof, right? But I will definitely keep everybody updated with how, not only the Forex stuff goes, but continuing to do these weekly update videos with all the bots that I'm running. And I'm always looking to add in more bots. I think we're going to be setting up another warp bot one that is going to be trading Ethereum. Hopefully it does a little bit better than Cinnamon Toast because that also trades Ethereum, but it only longs it, right? And so I've found that it's kind of hard to it's hard for it to perform well in these current markets. But that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.